Hey everyone, welcome back to Ride Zone Bikes. Today we're diving into a full review and explanation of the upcoming 2026 Bajaj Avenger 220. Now, the Avenger is one of those names that has carved its own identity in the Indian motorcycle scene. It's been around for years, and despite the changing market, it has kept a loyal following because of its cruiser stance, relaxed ergonomics, and the fact that it offers something very few motorcycles do at its price point: the cruiser lifestyle at an affordable range. The 2026 version is being talked about a lot, with Bajaj expected to bring back the Street 220 variant alongside the Cruise 220 that we've known until now. In this video, I'll cover everything from features to performance, styling, ride feel, pricing, and what makes this bike special in its class. The Avenger 220 has always been powered by Bajaj's tried and tested 220 cubic centimeters single-cylinder, oil-cooled, twin-spark engine. In its current setup, it makes close to 18.76 bhp and about 17.55 nanometers of torque. That's not an earth-shattering number, but it's more than adequate for what this bike is built to do. The Avenger isn't meant to be a top-end rocket or a sharp corner carver. It's meant to give you laid-back power delivery, smooth mid-range performance, and the kind of feel where you can sit back, let the bike pull you forward, and just enjoy the ride. In city traffic, the torque comes in handy when you're rolling at lower revs. On the highway, you can comfortably cruise at 90 to 100 km/h without feeling like the bike is screaming. Push it harder, and you'll see it reach 110 to 120 km/h, but at those speeds you do start to feel a bit of vibration through the pegs and handlebars, something that has been a long-standing trait of the Avenger family. If Bajaj refines the 2026 version further, especially with better engine mounts or a balanced shaft, it could make highway cruising even more relaxed. The ergonomics are where the Avenger shines the brightest. With a seat height of just 737 mm, it's one of the most approachable cruisers in the market, perfect for shorter riders as well as those who just prefer to plant their feet down easily in traffic. The forward-set foot pegs, wide handlebars, and plush seat all add to the classic cruiser vibe. You don't feel cramped, and you don't feel aggressive. You feel like you're meant to enjoy the journey rather than rush to the destination. The pillion seat, especially on the cruise variant with the backrest, is comfortable for longer stints. On the street variant expected in 2026, Bajaj is likely to strip away the backrest and windscreen, going for a leaner, blacked-out aesthetic. This will make the bike feel lighter, sportier, and more urban-focused compared to the more chrome-heavy and highway-oriented Cruise. On the hardware side, Bajaj keeps things simple but effective: telescopic front forks with anti-friction bushings, twin shock absorbers at the rear with 5-step adjustability, and a front disc with ABS paired to a rear drum. It's not high-tech, but it gets the job done. Braking performance is decent, with the front disc doing most of the work. That said, a rear disc brake and dual-channel ABS are two things riders have been demanding for years, and 2026 would be the perfect opportunity for Bajaj to finally give them. On Indian roads, safety tech like dual-channel ABS isn't just a luxury, it's peace of mind. Mileage figures for the Avenger hover around 38 to 40 kmpl in real-world usage. With a 13-liter fuel tank, you're looking at a range of roughly 400 to 450 kilometers on a full tank if you ride sensibly. For a cruiser at this price point, that's quite solid. It means you can plan long weekend rides without having to constantly worry about fuel stops, while still being efficient enough for daily commuting. Design-wise, the Avenger has always been about presence. The long wheelbase, low stance, and stretched look immediately give it an identity that sets it apart from commuter motorcycles. The cruise variant with its chrome, large windscreen, and pillion backrest looks very traditional, almost old-school cruiser. The street variant, however, is expected to return with blacked-out elements, a slimmer headlamp setup, minimal chrome, and a darker, meaner aesthetic. This is in line with what many modern riders prefer, something that looks sporty yet retains cruiser DNA. LED lighting is expected on the 2026 version, at least for the headlamp and tail lamp, which would modernize its appeal. The instrument cluster on the current model is a semi-digital unit with basics like speedometer, trip meters, and fuel gauge. But if Bajaj really wants to bring this bike into 2026 properly, adding features like smartphone connectivity, turn-by-turn navigation, or even just a small TFT display would really elevate the overall package. When it comes to riding experience, the Avenger 220 gives you stability thanks to its long wheelbase, and surprisingly good low-speed balance, which makes it easy to manage in traffic despite its cruiser dimensions. Cornering isn't its strong suit, of course, but that's not why you buy this bike. You buy it because you want to sit back, stretch out, and feel the road in a more relaxed way. The suspension setup is tuned more for comfort than sharp handling, so potholes and uneven patches are handled decently, though the rear can feel a bit stiff with just one rider. The price is another area where the Avenger has always delivered value. The Cruise 220 currently sells for around 1 Indian rupee and 37 cents Lock X showroom. The upcoming 2026 Street 220 is expected to launch slightly higher, around 1 Indian rupee and 40 cents Lock X showroom. That positions it attractively against rivals like the TVS Ronin or even the smaller Royal Enfields. While it doesn't have the big engine grunt of a Hunter 350, it also doesn't have the higher price tag. That balance of cruiser feel at commuter money is what makes the Avenger unique. So, what are the unique selling points of the 2026 Avenger 220? First, it remains one of the most affordable ways to get into cruiser motorcycling. Second, it's approachable with its low seat height and friendly ergonomics. Third, it has a design that instantly separates it from the crowd of naked street bikes and commuters. Fourth, it's simple and easy to maintain, backed by Bajaj's wide service network. And finally, the choice between the chrome-laden cruise and the stealthy blacked-out street means you can pick the cruiser style that matches your personality. In conclusion, the 2026 Bajaj Avenger 220 is shaping up to be an evolution of a proven formula. It may not be revolutionary, but if Bajaj can refine the engine, add a few modern touches like LED lighting and maybe Bluetooth connectivity, and improve braking safety with dual-channel ABS, this bike could once again own the budget cruiser space. For riders who want a relaxed machine with personality, without spending Royal Enfield money, the Avenger 220 continues to be one of the best options. Ride it slow, ride it far, and most importantly, ride it in style. If you enjoyed this full breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Ride Zone Bikes for more in-depth reviews and updates on all the bikes that matter to you. Drop your thoughts on the 2026 Avenger 220 in the comments below. Would you go for the cruise or the street variant? That's all for today. Ride safe and I'll catch you in the next one.